Well, hello. I'm back again. Here every day lately. So, Junk Journal July, day 7. Framed. Now, I did look at that and I did do a bit of thinking. And I did actually do this once before, about a year or so ago. Or I think it was on my Marguerite Miller collage pages. But I'm going to do it again because I loved it. So I got these two images as part of a kit on Etsy. I can't for the life of me think of the lady's name, but if you look for sewing photographs, I'm sure it will come up. I'm going to use this one with the tape measure and the buttons in the tray. I just think it's awesome. So first things first, let's put the other one safely away for another day. So that's our picture. And I've got these oversized playing cards. And I'm going to cut out the image and keep the frame. Okay, so got my sharp craft knife and I want to cut on the inside of that black line. So, like that. Okay. Obviously, if you're doing this, please be careful. I do not want to be responsible for anyone chopping off their fingers. You always, or I always find, I don't know if anyone else does, that corner, that's it, always takes a little bit of cajoling, shall we say. That's because I stop short. I know what it is, because I don't want to go over the line. See? Cut short. Oh, see, now I've gone too far. Cajoling it out. Got a little bit of excess there. We can trim that up in a minute. It's because I don't want to lose any of the black line. Being a bit too careful, probably. And obviously we can keep that to use for something else another day. Yeah, this corner here definitely needs a bit extra cutting off. So I'm just going to line that up and trim that. Okay. So, there's my frame. That was a bit too easy really, wasn't it? I'm sure lots of people will be doing all sorts of collages. And hopefully, I guessed right. And this is going to fit in there. Yes, it does. That's lovely. Okay, so I'm going to glue up the picture. I think that's the way to go. I'm gluing all that white edge, deliberately didn't take that off because obviously that's what's going to adhere to the frame for us. Okay, whoops, bring this over here, make sure we've got our cues going the right way. And whoops, and there we have got a lovely framed picture. I'm going to get rid of my mucky board. Now that was a bit too simple, wasn't it? So I thought we'd keep with the sewing theme that we've got here. And I've got some little tiny buttons and some ribbon. I have actually got some Tim Holtz tape measure somewhere, but oh, actually I do know exactly where. Hang on, it's in my Journal of Stitchery bag because it's got red in it. So hang on a second. There it is. Put that away. I don't want to lose them because of course that started yesterday. Here we go, got some of this. So let's have a look. Don't really want the red bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut. Well, actually, let's use pinky shears. That'll be nice, won't it? We're going to cut at 3.5. Keep that bit for another day. And I'm then gonna cut there. So we keep the red. Okay. So that can go on there. Then we've got a nice piece of cotton embroidered lace. So if we maybe put that there, that on there, something like that. Although interestingly that lace doesn't show up very well on the white card. So if we turn it around that way, so it's on the picture, and then we put the creamy coloured tape on the white, that actually looks better, doesn't it? And then I've got 3 little, well I haven't, I've got more than 3, but I'd like 3 little buttons on here. We can't have 2 because that messes with my head. So we just have 3 little buttons down there like that. So I need to find a needle and thread. Have I got, well I've got a needle. Oh, it's got a tiny hole. You know what I'm like, we need a needle with a big hole. Whoops. There's a needle. Here's some white thread. And all I'm going to do is run the thread through the buttons so that I've got dangles at the front. And now of course I can't see the hole because I am a blind old bat. There we go. Okay. Don't want a knot or anything. I'm going to do it back to front. So from the front with the dangles, I'm sure you've done this or you've seen this done. Whoops. Across, down, and then back out the hole we went in. So there's my strands. Oh, these scissors, honestly. These ones about. Okay, so that's one. That's gonna stick there. Here's another one. And obviously, oops, you could tie a bow in these dangly threads if you, whoa, so fancied. But as you can see, I'm fingers and thumbs enough without trying to sew a button in here. That would be just mad. So I'm going to settle with just having the strings. Really short and sweet today. That one. And then this one. And then I'll use my Yoo-Hoo glue for this. Just to make sure they stay in place. I might even actually use it for that tape. I've not used that tape yet, and I've pulled the threads out because I am that clever. I've not used that tape yet, so I'm not sure how well it sticks. So, take notes. I keep going too far. Right. Perfect. Okay. Right. So let's move these. Let's get the Yoo-Hoo. Here I go again. Are you on camera? Of course you are. Right. So, just going to put a little bit of this. She says, oh, a little bit. Just there, like that. And then we're going to go button 1. Button 2. And little tiny button 3. And obviously the fact that all those threads are loose and wild doesn't matter because the glue's going to stick them. Whoops. And we're going to do a line like that. The first one is to put our lace, and then the second one is to use our tape. It says on the box that it's linen tape, but it doesn't feel like any linen I've ever handled, I've got to be honest. Right, there we go. So there is our framed image. Let's bring back our book. Open up our book. Whoops. That was the one that we did yesterday with the layered butterfly. And now this one is going to go on here like that. I like the black and creams together. That's another reason I opted to do it like this. So I'm going to use the Yoo-Hoo again because these cards are obviously laminated and they have, you know, some sturdiness about them. So like that. Make sure it's up the right way. And there we have framed. So again, as always, I hope you found some joy and inspiration with that project. I would like to say a huge thank you for you to spending your time here with me. Stay safe. I'll be back very soon. Bye bye for now.